Damage #1, which is written by Robert Venditti and art by Tony S. Daniel. This is the first of this line that's coming, which is fairly spread out. We're getting one in week 5, and there's a couple in next month, but they're kind of 2 a month, give or take, for the next little while, in terms of starting. So this is basically DC's answer to Hulk. The only difference being is that when the guy hulks out, there's like an hour time limit, and then he comes back to normal. It's not just he calms down eventually, kind of thing. It's not anger.
It's kind of Hourman-esque in there. Like, so I'm wondering if that's going to come into
I remember
play.
saying that when they announced it.
Yeah, Hourman meets Hulk is kind of the premise.
So I went into this going, that'd be cool, because DC does never really had a Hulk. And then I read this and I was kind of like, yeah, DC
doesn't really need a Hulk.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't need a Hulk. I will happily concede to that. My opinion on this first issue is kind of like, remember before, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, when we got the previews, I said, "Oh, the art's really good in that. I'm actually kind of looking forward to checking that out." And I did really like the art. I thought the action looked really good throughout. I like that stuff.
The story was rough.
No.
Well, I wouldn't say it's rough.
It's non-existent.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's just kind of not there yet.
By rough, I'm talking about like some of the dialogue between Damage and the other soldier, who I can't remember because he's just like Captain Exposition.
He's the one who he's the one who wants to be Damage. He's pissed that he wasn't picked for the procedure. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got Ethan, which is the guy who's turned into Damage, as a separate entity, still talking to Damage.
Which I don't necessarily hate that idea, because that is different from Hulk. That would make it kind of unique, as if he's still in there, kind of like Firestorm, where he's still in there talking to him. Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that there's potential there. I think the choice was made here though to no. You have to show them it's all the action, the big action, the city destroying, and the big Hulk-like character, and they focus so much on that the entire issue is just that, and then there's just little tidbits of what's actually the plot that we'll be doing.
Yeah, like this thing that they've done this experiment to turn him into Damage. He lasts for an hour. But it sounds like he doesn't control when it starts either, because they're like, it's 12 hours till the next time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Everything's a ticking time bomb.
If that was the case, if they knew it was coming, why were they transporting him by plane? Right? That seems like the worst idea possible.
That's a good question.
I feel like maybe they know it's 12 hours now, but they didn't know when it'd start or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll get more of that in the next issue. I can't really defend it that much to say there's maybe more that we don't know about them.
No. I mean, made for some cool visuals, him falling out of the plane.
Oh yeah, looks great.
Yeah, but also I'm not big on the design. I never really looked too much at the design of Damage, and the face looks weird to me, just because it's very skull-like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't have a problem with the look. The look's the one thing I really like about the book. Everything looked good. That'd be my kind of positive.
I think I agree with Matt that I'm not big on the design itself of Damage, but it's rendered well. It's everything looks good in the way it's drawn. Yeah,
and you have your big cliffhanger, which is the Amanda Waller and Task Force 11. I forgot we're on 11 now. I forgot that was introduced at the end.
Are they?
She says that at the end.
Oh, I missed that part.
She has Task Force 11. Yeah.
I was really taking in the art by that point. So.
I'll be honest. At that point, you're kind of just skimming the words.
Yeah. What makes it worse though is that when it says Task Force 11, it's in big like red text. It's like it's that one thing where it accents the whole thing.
It's actually harder to read, in my opinion, because it's kind of the yellow with the red outline, but it stands out less.
Excuses.
The black and white. No, because I read it. I saw it. I'm just saying it stands out less when you look at it. To me.
Well, it's that. I mean, even if it's harder to read, it stands out more. So you at least look at it and. Okay, I have to decipher this because it's clearly important because they made it big and red. So there's that. It's kind of this thing where sometimes we talk in TV shows we talk about how it should have been a double pilot because they didn't really. Yeah. I feel like this is the sort of thing where it should have been a double issue to get all the plot in. If they were going to keep all this stuff in it, that is.
Yeah, I think it's just poorly structured in general. Like. They knew it wasn't a double issue. They knew it was just this.
Exactly,
and they
that's
chose
fair.
to do that anyway.
That is completely
guys,
fair.
it doesn't say Task Force X or Task Force 11.
What does it say?
It's Task Force XL.
Is that an L?
I thought it was a full stop.
L.
It's a full stop, you know?
Because look at the way that they break up all the other letters.
I didn't think I needed this open.
I thought it was a full stop as well, not an L. But now that you're saying, looking at the way they split through the X.
Yeah.
Okay, could be an XL.
I'm getting
And
there.
it doesn't matter. I didn't realize it still until just now, until I went back to look. But either way, it doesn't really want to make me read the next issue.
I'm still. I think I'm still on Task Force. I'm Team Task Force 11. Full stop. But I can't fault you too much for it. But I'm still
I
on
like
that.
Task Force XL because they have Grundy and Giganta. I assume that's Giganta.
I assume so. Yeah, the big legs at the back. I kind of like that. I like that you can't see it. You just see you just see up to the knees.
Yeah, and
Well,
Parasite.
XL.
Yeah.
Do we know who the guy in the red hood is?
Actually, I'm not sure who that is. Cara, do
Yeah.
you get any idea who that is?
Let me have a look. No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah. Maybe if we'd been Suicide Squad, we'd have an inkling. But there you go.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Yeah, as the case may be. Yeah, I think I was worried about the writing getting in because it's Venditti, and I've not been into Venditti, and I'm willing to read issue 2. I want to read issue 2 and see what they're actually doing with the plot, and I'll make my call after issue 2 if I'm dumping it. The upside we have right now with these is that there's not another one of these out in week 2 next month, so I can just I give it a try, and if I don't like issue 2, I'll bail out then. But
Yeah.
I'm going to see. I'm going to give it a little bit of benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to read issue 2.
I'll put this under my Green Lantern Corps. If I have time, I'll get to it. If not,
okay,
I
yeah.
mean, it's cool. But
That's
I mean,
that's
yeah, a little disappointing. I was really big on this one going in, but it was still number 4 on my list of ones I was excited for.
Yeah, I went through it because I was curious, because I wasn't really sure which ones I was more excited for, outside of the obvious one being Terrific. So I went through them and actually I ranked them on Twitter based on excitement.
Yeah.
And this was kind of middle of the pack. It wasn't like high, it wasn't low. So I don't know if I'm saying disappointed necessarily, but I'm
I think it's kind of exactly what I expected. It's an art showcase, and that's about it.